All right, in this video, we're going to talk about how to respond when an employee makes a mistake. You're absolutely going to love this content because how you respond in these moments will define your culture and how people will show up, and then as a consequence, how transparent your organization will be. This is huge from a cultural creation standpoint, and you're going to love it, like I said. So in this video, we need to figure out, and we're going to, what is the right mindset around making mistakes? What will happen if you punish people for making mistakes, at least the first time? It's not great, and we're going to tell you. What kind of culture will reduce and eliminate mistakes? Like what's the, if Jason's saying like, don't yell at people and punish or marginalize them, what's a practical way that we could reduce mistakes? And if there are too many mistakes or mistakes are repeated, what steps can you take as a supervisor? So are you excited? Because I'm kind of excited. So let's get right down to the content. So let me tell you a truth that I just love that I think is going to be life-changing. I hope you apply this to your work. I hope that you apply this to yourself. I hope you apply this to your kids. Everybody, hold on a minute. Come closer. Don't tell anybody else. I'm going to tell you a secret. I'll say it a little bit louder. Everyone makes mistakes. Like, don't tell anybody else. That's our little secret, okay? Everybody, out of the 7.5 billion people on the earth, statistically, 7.5 billion people are going to mess something up. Out of 7.5 billion people on the earth, statistically, how many are going to be perfect? Well, today, on the earth today, it's a big fat zero. No one. We're all fallible. We all make mistakes. Every marriage has problems. Every company has problems. Every project has problems. Every person has problems. Everybody's mindset and mental health has problems. Every government has problems. I could just keep going on and on. Everyone has problems. Everyone makes mistakes. It's a normal part of really, just existing in life. And so if we know that and believe that, we'll have a different outcome. So if you start to punish people for making mistakes, at least the first time, I'm not talking about habitual, repeated mistakes, but if you start to marginalize and punish people for making mistakes, then you're going to start preventing them or incentivizing them to not be human, meaning not show up, not communicate, not be transparent. And it's going to counteract the exact thing that you're shooting for, because I'm about to tell you a secret. So I hope you're sitting down, taking notes, ready to go. You got an iPad, grab your iPad, whatever you want. Because let me tell you a story. And this is another story about Hensel Phelps, because that's where I spent most of my time, first 14 years of my career. Well, I won't even tell you what district, but there was a district, they were having a hard time with layout and control in their survey department. And they asked, I was traveling around the nation at that time doing training, and they said, Jason, can you come help? I was like, I love it. Went in, did a little bit of an investigation, and found out that everybody was under the mindset, the concepts of when we lay something out, it can be right the first time. Not a big deal. Love it. Let's just do it, and I'll lay it out once, and it's right, I'm sure, and it'll be fine, and on we go. That was what was causing the problem. And so immediately we set out to train a new mindset. It wasn't, hey, we're good enough to do this right the first time. We changed the mindset to, everything you lay out is wrong. There isn't a single elevation. There isn't a single point. There isn't a single note that you do that's right. It's all wrong the first time. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. It's just the way it is. And once we were able to convince them that was true, what is the next natural outcome? What is the next behavior that follows? It was that if they know it's going to be wrong, they need to double check it. So what was happening before, I can go lay that out, I'm sure it's fine. I don't need to double check it. So then the problems, the buildings that were 8 inches in the wrong elevation, the buildings that were 6 feet off, the buildings that were in the wrong, or over the property line, massive problems went away. For the most part, there's little mistakes that happen here and there, but we completely changed the trajectory of that district. And they ended up supporting and enabling and scaling more field engineering instead of reverting back to surveyors. And anybody that was back with me at that time, they were starting to hire surveyors to do the layout and control instead of the in-house field engineers. And in construction, you know that we rely heavily on field engineer training to develop and train the next generation of superintendents. And so we really needed that. So the whole district reverted back to its roots of using field engineers because we were able to change that mindset. In your organization, regardless of what it is, in your department, in your team, you have to have the same mindset. You have to have the mindset that the first time I write this email, it may not be correct. The first schedule that I write and create may not be 100% accurate, right? The first time I do this task, I might need a second set of eyes. It's not going to be right the first time. And so I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to leverage the team. And when I see a potential for a mistake or I make a mistake, I'm going to raise my hand. That's when the team can become a self-learning organization, meaning asking for help, self-learning organization. Admitting to mistakes, oh, don't want to do that again, self-learning organization. Hey, I depend on the team. We know we need to double check, self-learning organization. That's how you're going to improve. When your team knows it can't be right the first time, leverages the double check, and is open and transparent and honest, they will improve and the mistakes and errors will reduce or go away. When you punish people, are they going to ask for help? Are they going to be transparent? Are they going to speak up and have that culture? Or are they going to hide in fear and do less and less and less out of fear? So we do not punish people for mistakes. Let me just right now, I'm going to prove the point. For those of you who haven't subscribed to the channel, I know that that's a mistake, but I'm not going to punish you for it. I still love you. Let me give you one of these hearts right here, but we can fix it together. Just right now, go down to the little subscribe button and hit subscribe and like the content because we want to stay together, right? And so we're creating this open and transparent environment. I don't fault you for not subscribing. Let's just grow together. You don't want to punish people for mistakes because you're going to create a culture where no one will be transparent. Let me tell you a story. There was a business transaction and a person in a company, I won't give you the specifics, but a person in a company went down and executed and they lost about $3.5 million. And this was in a story in one of my favorite books. The money's gone, right? Went back and talked to the CEO of the company, really sheepish, really just down in the mouth and expected to get fired. And the response of the CEO was, why would I fire you? I just paid $3.5 million to train you. And I thought that was just such a nice story. Now, if we keep spending 3.5, like, okay, like that's not gonna work. But if we do it once, they're gonna learn from that, and they've learned a valuable lesson. If they have the right attitude, if they've got that honey badger, go get it, I'm gonna fix it, it won't happen again attitude for next time, they're a cultural fit, and you can see that they care, and they're gonna make it right. Boy, you have created a situation where there's vulnerability and connection and where they'll want to go back and do their best work because you created an environment of respect. So what it takes to be a really great supervisor when your people make mistakes is you're going to get to be strong. You get to be calm in the storm. You get to say, okay, let's analyze the facts. You get to listen to the person, connect with them, and understand how badly they're feeling and say, let's lean in and fix it together. And you can also say, all right, what are we going to do to prevent this next time? Hey, what was the root cause? Hey, I'd like you to explain to me kind of the whole story of what happened. I want to make sure that we have the proper reflection on this. You can do all those things, but do it in a forward direction where they know you're committed to their future and you are not going to punish them. You are going to train them and enable them, and they are going to commit to you that it won't happen again. Now, there are some situations where the mistakes keep happening. This can be a skill or a will problem. This can be this is not the right person in the right seat. This can be a bus problem, meaning we need to get this person off the bus. This could be a complacency problem. It could be a number of things. Like there's at least 115 words for human emotions. I'm sure there's 10,000 words for the different ways that a human being can approach making a mistake. So you as a supervisor get to traverse that. But if it is habitual, if it is a skill problem, or if it is a will problem, or if it is, hey, they are just not a cultural fit, then that's when you have a discussion with them. So if you have to make a change, sometimes people are let go right away, like in Netflix culture, where if there's a repeated mistake, they let that person go, right? The manager does. Or maybe you have to provide warnings like Gino Wickman in his book Traction, and then you give that person an opportunity opportunity to improve, and then if they don't, they've made a choice to go work somewhere else. But if you do have a repeated skill or will problem, I would say you do have to deal with it, but it really only comes when the person isn't capable or when they have decided to not make it right and to fix the problem in the future. But mistakes the first time happen to all of us, and sometimes even the second time if they're doing their best efforts. You as the supervisor must be connected to that employee well enough to where you know the difference. So in summary, when an employee makes a mistake, don't marginalize them. And don't punish them. We never punish. We always do things out of respect. And if you have a mistake, and many mistakes in a culture, you can reduce those by shifting the mindset and creating a more open and transparent environment committed to double checks. Remember that people will continue to work hard, take risks, and learn if they are allowed in certain cases to make mistakes. And mistakes can be good in some cases. You as a leader must know the risk profile for these activities so that you're not allowing an employee who's learning to tank the whole business, but you have micro failures where they're learning and learning from their mistakes. And where there is a chance for a catastrophic mistake to be made, for a catastrophic risk, you'll have more oversight with that. And so you get to respond in an open, transparent, and encouraging manner. Stay calm and lean in and help your employees fix it when a mistake happens. This will create a safe environment which will improve your culture and change your culture to be open, transparent, and honest. And if you lean in and help them fix it again, you've now just provided valuable training for that employee. And it really is only when it happens repeatedly and when you have a skill or will problem that you have to take decisive action to either get that person in a different seat or get that person off the bus, which again is a respectful decision to make because they can go be happy doing something that is in their skill range and that they are passionate about and want to do. So I hope this has helped. At the bottom, we're going to link you to a podcast that goes into this in more depth, that talks about the dynamics of how to handle these types of situations and really how you can just be that leader that you want to be and show up when it happens again. The last thing that I'll say, I challenge you the next time one of your employees makes a mistake to handle it in an intentional way and assess and see if you are not proud of not only how you handled it, how you showed up, but the culture you're creating. I promise you it will be remarkable if you stick to these principles. On we go.